If you look at the Memphis Grizzlies right after this past NBA season, and of course you're not a Memphis Grizzlies fan, then most likely as an NBA fan, you would have probably thought that the Memphis Grizzlies are a team that's just simply full of drama. I know myself, rooting for the Lakers, was definitely of that opinion, right? Too much noise in the locker room, too much noise outside of the locker room, too much noise to the public, and there's so many different fiascos and things that we could talk about. Dillon Brooks, Morant, you name it. In this video, we're actually going to talk about how this whole narrative of the Memphis Grizzlies actually, in my opinion, is changing to make them actually one of the most liked NBA teams this upcoming season. Yo, what up everybody, it's your boy STG Hoops in here with a brand new video. And before we start, everybody, the channel is growing. Last video I said, yo, we had 250 subscribers, let's go ahead and subscribe. And now we're approaching 400 subscribers. We are getting close to that 1K milestone, everybody. If you're brand new to this channel, which I'm sure you are, I look at the analytics and 90% of the people who watch these videos are not subscribed. Hit that subscribe button, like this video. But let's get straight to this. I ain't scripting these videos. These are all coming from the heart, including the stats. Anyways, everybody, no, I'm just kidding. I'm looking up the stats, but I ain't writing anything on Microsoft Word. I'm spitting as I go, kind of like a freestyle. The Memphis Grizzlies, bro. The Memphis Grizzlies this past season especially just had so much going on, bro. And obviously there's so many different narratives we can talk about, but of course with Dillon Brooks just speaking his mouth, man. The Memphis Grizzlies weren't always this drama-esque team, you know what I'm saying? They were a young core with an exciting Morant who reminisced of the Derrick Rose that we all love, right? He's my MVP, I'm from Chicago. And of course a Desmond Bane who's coming out of nowhere, a Dillon Brooks who before he would open his mouth all the time, that defensive anchor, and an upcoming, Jaren Jackson. Like, this team just had a lot of pieces and you knew that they had potential. They have an eclipse, right? They weren't at the Golden State Warriors level, although they would talk trash to the Warriors and Clay and acting like they were on that level, a dynasty, etc., right? We can all talk about those receipts that all these other NBA players kept, but they just spoke their mouth too prematurely, without having actually winning anything of substance. Really, they didn't really do anything and they opened their mouth. And that really is what led to the ultimate downfall last season, right? So many different things. Dillon Brooks opening up his mouth, the whole Shannon Sharpe incident with the Lakers. And Shannon Sharpe is the voice of the people for a lot of people. You know what I'm trying to say? You mess with the Lakers, you mess with Shannon Sharpe, come on, bro. The target is coming on you. Undisputed, if you watch the show with Shannon and Skip when it was them two together, every single day they had multiple segments on, of course, who? The Lakers. That's just how it is in the NBA season, especially with Shannon Sharpe and Skip, right? So, of course, even more attention just going negatively toward the Memphis Grizzlies. And I feel sorry for the people who, are on the Grizzlies who really don't associate with this stuff. Steven Adams, Luke Kennard, etc. But it just comes with the territory, bro. That's just kind of what happened. And a lot of people have, and probably still do have, a tainted picture of the Memphis Grizzlies. But the whole purpose of this video is not to really denigrate and hate on the Memphis Grizzlies. It's actually the exact complete opposite, right? It's actually to kind of showcase the shift narrative that I really think, and I'm calling it out publicly in this video, that's going to happen. Of course, we talked about Dillon Brooks, but of course, with Morant, there was a whole bunch of things that went on as well, right? With the Instagram live, showing the gun, you name it, right? Just literally someone who's just extremely talented, MVP player potential, really potentially risking not only his job, but a livelihood, and of course, just tarnishing a reputation that this team has built in terms of their core and talent, and of course letting a lot of fans down, right? Of course he's seeking help, of course he's trying to get better. And I want to share with y'all why I think this upcoming season is literally going to go down. If the Memphis Grizzlies win a championship, or even if they don't, but they make some solid runs, we may even see this in a documentary in the future, bro. Because I think this upcoming season, of course, the world is talking about the Lakers and what they did this offseason. And of course, the world is talking about the Phoenix Suns adding Bradley Beal. And of course, the world is talking about, all these various teams. Denver, can they repeat it? Milwaukee is very, very hungry. You name it, Damian Lillard trade, all this type of stuff, right? But the Memphis Grizzlies, they have added and made some huge moves this offseason that I really think is going to change the trajectory of their entire team and franchise. Let me break this down. Number one, okay, number one. Obviously, if y'all don't know, Morant is going to be suspended for about 25 games or so to start the season. Rightfully so. He did things he shouldn't have done. He's going to pay the consequences. As an NBA fan, I am excited that he is not suspended for the entire season. As a fellow humanitarian rooting for my bro as a bro, I'm happy that he's going to get the help that he needs so he can come back and focus on the court and stay away from the drama outside and not cause unnecessary harm. So with that being said, some of the changes, okay? So before we get to the changes, let's quickly just talk about the internal changes that we're going to see this season that we didn't get to see last season. Injuries. Number one, Brandon Clark. Torn Achilles last season, bro. Very, very hard to see that happen. He played about 56 games. He started 8 games. He averaged 10 points a game. 6 rebounds almost, you know what I'm trying to say? You know, he shot the field goal percentage 66%, bro. Are you serious? This guy was a spark off the bench. He played 20 minutes a game, but he really brought that tenacity. He's only 26 years old. He's going to be coming back. Now, obviously, I'd be scared saying that if this was the past, but you know what I'm trying to say? Medicine has really, gone next level. You look at Kevin Durant, this brother torn his Achilles. You can't even tell he torn his Achilles. He's playing like he's straight up Kevin Durant. So I expect the same from a 10-year younger almost Brandon Clark. We're not asking Brandon Clark to, go MVP mode, but he's going to provide that spark off the bench, provide that size, and I think that's going to be a huge piece that was missing last year for this team, that energy. Number 2, Steven Adams. Steven Adams is somebody who, when you look at his career, he literally played a lot of the games every single season that he played. You know what I'm trying to say? His first season, 81 games. Second season, 70. Then 80. Then 80. Then 76. And 80. There's a theme here. He typically doesn't get injured much, and he has a lot of longevity. He's only 29 years old, which is so crazy that we're the same age. I still can't believe it. Anyways, my man here literally played 42 games last season. He started all 42, and unfortunately because of injury he had to really not play a lot last season, which was really tough for them, especially in the postseason. But despite that, in the games he played, he averaged almost 9 points a game. Of course, field goal percentage pretty much 60%, got 11.5 rebounds a game, which is insane. So literally a walking double-double. Of course, he's just that extra protection, bro. Extra protection. It just worked out so well for the Grizzlies because you got him and you got the Defensive Player of the Year last year, Jaren Jackson Jr. Are you serious? You got a big man in Steven Adams you don't want to mess with, the strongest dude in the NBA. And then, of course, you got Jaren Jackson right there to back you up. Cool? So before we talk about some of the other players that the Grizzlies do have, let's talk about some of the acquisitions that I think is really going to make this team build that narrative of one of the most loved NBA teams this upcoming season. Number 1, it goes without saying, bro, it's Derrick Rose. Come on, dog. The Memphis Grizzlies picked up Derrick Rose. You know what? I don't want to make this video about the Bulls, but the Bulls, I don't even know what they're doing. They're not winning. You might as well just get Derrick Rose back, or they should have got Derrick Rose back. Even if we weren't going to win, at least we would have had our MVP back. Had to say that out loud. Anyways, the Memphis Grizzlies picked up Derrick Rose. And honestly, bro, that was one of the smartest decisions this franchise could have ever made, because, we made a video about Derrick Rose. Derrick Rose still got game. My man still got game. He still got game, bro. He literally signed, number 1, a 2-year contract for $6.6 million. So he ain't getting a league minimum. So clearly, the Grizzlies know that Derrick Rose ain't a scrub. Otherwise, they would have gotten him for what they would have got so many other players you see getting the minimum deals. $6 million, $3 million a year shows that he still provides value. But it's not only going to be from a physical aspect in terms of what he can do in the court. He did average, man, people really don't even know this stuff, bro. Derrick Rose, when he, per 36 minutes, we're going a little bit deeper with the stats. We freestyling this baby, bro. Dog, I ain't even paused this video once. Per 36 minutes, this guy averaged almost 16 points a game, okay? Obviously, when you look at the totality of the game, he averaged about 6 points a game last season, but he barely got time. 12 minutes a game is what he got. He still got it in the tank, bro. He still got it in the tank. But aside from what he could do on the court, Derrick Rose, what he's about to do off the court, are you serious? Because Morant has every single tool that you could ask for in a superstar. The athleticism, the passing, his three-point shot is getting better. Yo, this guy could do it all. He can literally rupture any single defense that you can put on this guy, bro. Because he got surrounding pieces, he got surrounding shooters. But if he wants to get a bucket, he'll get a bucket. And we've seen it in the playoffs, we've seen it in the NBA games. He could do it. He could do it as long as he stays healthy. And you got the one and only Derrick Rose Rose, who's been through so many trials and tribulations. The Derrick Rose who grew up in literally one of the worst parts in Chicago. I live in Chicago, dog. I live in Chicago. He grew up in one of the worst south sides of Chicago, and he literally, despite all the odds, became an MVP for Chicago, and he's taken all that experience with him. To be a voice in the locker room and primarily a mentor for a young Ja Morant who is so reminiscent of Derrick Rose. Bro, are you serious? If you a Grizzlies fan, you should be so happy that there ain't no better mentor for Ja Morant, especially after what he's gone through this past season, what he's done, than Derrick Rose. Dude, it's literally like straight up a math 1 + 1 = 2, dog. Anyways, that's number one piece of the acquisition. Number 2 is Marcus Smart. You have the reigning defensive player of the year on your team right now, and now you're getting the previous defensive player of the year, who's a guard, and they haven't been a guard who got that award in a long time. So now Marcus Smart, bro, is leaving Boston. Of course, they got Porzingis, great team. But you got the energy, the spark, the charisma that Marcus Smart brings. He ain't getting you 30 points a game, but he'll easily get you a solid 11, 12 points a game. He's only 28 years old. He will give you everything on defense. Yo, I ain't even a Memphis Grizzlies fan, and I'm talking like I am, because I see real. Real sees real. Real recognizes real, and this team got a solid squad. Marcus Smart's going to do a lot. He's going to do all the dirty work that this team has to do, but he ain't going to open his mouth like Dylan Brooks would. He ain't going to literally say trash to LeBron James publicly in a way that, pretty much says he's garbage. He'll talk trash on the court, but to the media, he ain't going to say LeBron James is a scrub. You don't say that. You don't want to say that to LeBron because he's going to show up the following game. But anyways, story aside, dog, he's going to provide that leadership. He's going to provide that floor generalship. That's what he does. He ain't looking to score. He's looking to just pretty much elevate the team around him. And now moving to the team around him, we talked about, of course, Steven Adams, but I want to talk about Jaren Jackson. Bro, this brother has only been getting better every single season. Past season, literally played 63 games, almost 19 points a game, career high. By the way, 18.6, career high, 3 blocks this past season. Dog, what is he not doing? He's literally shooting 50%. From the three-point line, he's shooting 36%. That's literally one of his highest. He's shooting a lot more threes this season too, bro, and he's making them. Bro, he's doing it all, dog. He's doing so much, man. And he is literally only 23. This brother is only 23, man. We'll be turning 24. Are you serious? It doesn't get better than that. If you're a Grizzlies fan, look at the future that they have. I ain't calling them a dynasty. I ain't going to go ahead and say that, but they got potential. Of course, they got a Luke Kennard who can knock down that 3 all day. He's one of the best shooters in the league. I'm just being real. See, they got all these pieces, and of course, they got the floor general himself, but literally potential MVP on the team themselves. We didn't go to the stats, but of course, it's Ja Morant. He's going to miss the first 25 games. He'll be fine with Derrick Rose and, obviously Marcus Smart leading the pack. No Tyus Jones. That's a tough one because he literally killed it. Was a starter coming off the bench. Let's just be real. But brother averaged 26 points this past season, dog. Like, what did he not do? He did everything. Shot literally 50% almost from the, field goal percentage, 30 from 3. Like, this guy could do it. 8 assists, 6 rebounds. Like, this guy is a superstar, and he's so young. The Memphis Grizzlies have a lot to work with. And in terms of the narrative, if they start clicking, if Ja Morant, starts playing the way he's supposed to, and he, gets rid of all this nonsense he was doing online, and he really gives back to the community, and he really changes, and he really matures, and that's what we gotta hope for. And of course, Derrick Rose, even if he starts balling, but if he doesn't, if his decorum is showcasing outside of the court and transitioning into the mentorship of Ja Morant and the fellow youngsters on this squad, and Marcus Smart just brings that energy, and Steven Adams just, does what he does offensively, defensively, but even from a comedic manner and just making funny jokes, just bringing that livelihood to this team. And Jaren Jackson just does what he does, and Brandon Clark brings that energy to the squad, and Luke Kennard makes those threes. Then yeah, the Memphis Grizzlies are literally about to just be one of the most liked teams in the NBA. And I'm sorry. I also got to give respect to their literally second best scorers, Desmond Bane. You thought I forgot? No, I didn't. 21.5 points a game this past season, dog. Played 58 games, started all 58 games. Literally shot 40% from the 3. 40% from the three, a straight up 3-point arsenal, getting better every single year. Only played 3 seasons, only 24. Dude. And I respect him because he doesn't open up his mouth. He looks like a straight up bodybuilder, but he can splash that rock. This team, man, they have all the tools in the wheelhouse to literally be a game-changing team and really, inspire a lot of people. And, it's like they say, face and heel from WWE. They literally can become the team that is literally hated on, booed upon, to literally a team that people root for, they cheer for. And I'm going to be one of those people who if I see these changes, if I see Morant coming back and I see all that good stuff happening, why would I not want to root for this team? Especially what they've gone through, what they're now looking to do. They're the future of the league, dog. So anyways, everybody, this video was longer than I thought, but I had to be real, I had to keep it real, and I had to freestyle this entire video. Didn't stop once, man. If y'all enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a big thumbs up, everybody. And of course, it goes without saying, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. And in the comments down below, what are your thoughts on the Memphis Grizzlies? Do you agree with what I said? Are they going to do this next season? Are they going to be a bust? Are they still going to be hated on? Are they going to still be a team of drama? Is Derrick Rose going to change the